We begin this morning with new video coming into us from Afghanistan. Helicopters transporting dozens of wounded to hospitals after a massive earthquake. At least 800 people are dead, thousands more injured. And a mass search and rescue efforts are now underway. People are being feared that they're being missed. They're missing. The U.S. Geological Survey says a magnitude 6 earthquake struck just before midnight local time in eastern Afghanistan near the border with Pakistan. Let's bring in Anna Cunningham now in our London bureau. She's been tracking the latest for us from there. So, Anna, what's the latest you can tell us? I know that we've sort of been getting a sense in terms of what the numbers are like, what the area is like, but walk us through for our viewers now that are just joining us what the situation is like there in Afghanistan.
Well, Angie, we know that this was a very shallow earthquake measuring a magnitude of 6. And because it was so shallow and close to the surface, that is what appears to have caused the most destruction. The US Geological Survey saying that the epicenter of this quake was in this remote mountainous eastern region. It's in the province of Kunar. If you have a look on this map, you'll see the capital of Afghanistan, Kabul, and Jalalabad. And it's just south of Jalalabad. Now, we do know that it shook buildings in the capital, Kabul, and also in neighbouring Pakistan's capital, Islamabad. There have been reports of multiple aftershocks. And if you take a look at this footage filmed going into this area, we're hearing that many people have been desperately digging with their hands, trying to reach anyone trapped. But you can see the level of devastation there. This is an area which is very underdeveloped. And the houses, the homes of people just not built to withstand such an earthquake, often made of wood and bricks and rubble, but just not capable of withstanding the earthquake. Now, the Taliban-run government says that whole villages have been destroyed. Remember, this is a mountainous region, and in fact, over the weekend, it experienced flash flooding. And there are also reports today of landslides, and that's going to make this even more difficult to reach in this eastern part of Afghanistan. We know it's on a fault line for earthquakes along the Hindu Kush mountain range, but many of those people living in structures that are not permanent, they're not solid, and they just can't cope with an earthquake.
And we know, Anna, the rescue efforts are underway, recovery efforts are underway, but what's going to be so desperate as well right now is getting that aid into those areas, to those people, to the hospitals as well, giving them the support. But it's going to be challenging, as you pointed out, dealing with all of that terrain. So talk to me a little bit more about what they're going to be dealing with, I guess, today, but even in the days and weeks to come, navigating through that area is still going to be quite difficult.
Very much so. And often when we report on earthquakes around the world, we know that time really is of the essence here, trying to reach those people who are trapped under the rubble. The reality is at the moment in this area in Afghanistan, it's going to be very difficult on many fronts, not least that access. It's difficult at the best of times to get to this mountainous area. The roads are very narrow. They're often just dirt tracks. And at the moment, the only option they have is using helicopters. You can see these images from Jalalabad. These are helicopters that have been out to the area, landing, and locals helping Taliban soldiers take those injured on stretchers to hospitals. We're also hearing that Jalalabad Hospital, the main hospital, is completely overrun now, very busy trying to help those who have been rescued. But I think the nature of this terrain, people often build their homes one on top of the other, and they're likely to have toppled one onto the other during this quake. And because it happened just before midnight, many people will have been asleep inside their homes. It is just worth remembering as well, Angie, that since the Taliban retook control of Afghanistan back in August 2021, a lot of international aid has been cut off from the country. The UN says it does have teams in Afghanistan and they are delivering emergency assistance and life-saving support. But the Taliban government is now calling for international assistance as well. It's also warning that those numbers of injured and dead are likely to rise.
Yeah, we'll indeed watch for that. We know that India is looking to respond on this, as some other countries are as well. Anna, thank you so much for this. Anna Cunningham for us in London.